This is Erica. I'm sure most of the viewers know Erica already because she's such a wonderful celeb and great outreach person. But what she really is the principal curator of Flies and Fleas at the Natural History Museum in London, and an author, and a great engaging speaker. And also, she is my bursary referee for the Society of Wildlife Artists bursary project, which we're going to be talking about today. So Erica, I'm so grateful to you because I know you're mega busy for coming and joining us. And I'm going to start by asking you, go straight in at the deep end, because we've spent time together at NEP poring over dung pats. So I wanted to ask you, first of all, through your eyes, what you see when you see a dung pat at NEP particularly.
Where to start, I guess. So the Dungpat is an amazing community. So that's what I see it as. It's a living community. It's most people would just see it as the waste, but that waste in its now it's made it out into the public, as it were. That waste is a new journey, and so like the dung, especially at NEP, is so rich in nutrients. It's so fantastic. It's amazing, and I'm quite addicted to these ephemeral, these short-lived habitats because it means all the little insects have to turn up within nanoseconds. They're like, oh my God, this is amazing food. And it is, that's what it is. It's a warm, safe, food rich environment. I mean, I say safe with a little bit because once you study the community, you're like, oh my God, they're all trying to eat each other, eat the feces, do all of that. It's game on, you know, it's a quick get in there, find it. And so a dung pat is just, and then there's the big picture. So you've got all these little animals arranging themselves in the dung pat, but then they are recycling. They are putting that all of that back into the soil again, putting it themselves again, and so you see this nitrogen flow. You know that all of these minerals and elements are being recycled back into the environment, and so it's a tiny piece in this global picture that is understanding our ecology. So everyone will just be like, oh, it's just a dung pat, and it's like, no, it's a really important habitat. It's amazing.
Yeah. And what would you say is particular about, for example, NEP and other rewilding projects dung?
The it's good quality dung. You know how many conversations I've had about feces, and I've been looking at dung pats for a while now. As an undergraduate, I was quite obsessed by dung pats. I mean, who isn't?
No, I
And
agree. I
I
agree.
think they're wonderful things, and think about literally what they are as well. I mean, we have such a weird opinion of what waste is, and it's the term waste that maybe we should take that out of our vocabulary because it is not waste. It's amazing. It's just not the bits that specific animal at the time was utilizing.
Yes,
And so
and
the
those
one,
special animals have because my understanding is from what you've shared and other people have shared about rewilding projects is that the dung on it, the animals not being treated with avermectins and the plants not
absolutely.
being treated with pesticides makes it much possible for this community to thrive where it otherwise can't.
Charlie Burrell has a thing about dung beetles. I've tried to persuade him to move on to dung flies, but he still is a lover of dung
Tough sell.
beetles. And he is like, and what is amazing because there's none of these chemicals, there's no ivermectin, there's nothing. That the dung beetles are like woohoo, and you can see them. Literally, you and I have done this. We have followed freshly defecated pats, and you can
Yeah,
see them arriving. And this is
rampant.
it's like a massive orgy on a dung pat. It's amazing habitat, and this is what
Make me
you.
blush, Erica. At least it's not 2 in
Sorry.
the morning.
It's not. It's 12:40. It's fine. I can say that, and it's great because all of these you see it, and then you go to the net dung pats, and it's covered in holes. It's like a massive brown crumpet.
Mm,
You know,
mm,
it's an amazing thing, and you don't see that in many other dung because the beetles aren't going, the flies
yeah.
aren't going, so it's extraordinary habitat for that.
Yes. Yes. And the thing that I've learnt from you and also from being at Bristol Museum in their nether regions, drawing their collection down there, and it's like you've got cabinets behind you. They've got cabinets as well with what I used to think were just drawers of dead insects, and I used to turn my nose up at them as a kind of concept. But what you have, oh, oh my goodness, fantastic! You brought props. What in the...
These are from net. So I've actually brought net props, and these are the little house flies. A lot of them, which you've been looking at, and
Yes.
you will not be able to see it because it's tiny. But there, that one there is our little favourite dung fly.
Oh,
The yellow fluffy dung fly. So that one we sampled back in 2023. So you can go online and you can see where that was collected and which specific patch,
yes.
etc. So it's
Which
quite
is
fun.
fantastic data going back hundreds of years, isn't it? You've got that sort of data about where
Yeah.
people collected. So what can we learn from museum collections of insects other than the fact that you love them?
I mean, exactly what you just said. They go back hundreds of years. So we can
Mm.
see how populations change over time. So we can see with populations on the move. So a fly that we may only have collected in Sussex 100 years ago, because of climate change, because of all sorts of factors, we're now collecting it in Scotland. And we can see this going back through museum
Yeah,
collections. We can actually look at how many generations an insect has per year. You know, different resources, they may have been only one generation per year. Climate's changed, they may go to two. We can
right.
see habitat species lost, where there used to be records and we don't find them anymore. So
Mm.
this is really important for us in conservation and understanding the distribution of a lot of these species. And what we're also doing now, which is really funky, this is the lovely era that we're in, is that we can ask a lot more of our specimens. So now
Mm.
it's not just their morphology, so presence, absence, we can look within them at their DNA.
Mm.
And this can tell us how they're adapting to various different things, how they're moving. We can understand how they're speciating and things like that, which is very, very good. We can actually start analysing things like gut contents. So we can suddenly start looking about what they're feeding on.
Yeah.
So we can really incriminate them as whether they're pollinators, detritivores. It's like brilliant. All of these collections, 36 million specimens, give or take. And we can ask so much more of them
Yes.
now. So it's great.
Incredible. Yeah, I just
We,
hadn't appreciated that until I went down sketching in Bristol Museum. And then I
well,
realised there's a whole community of curators and you all know each other. And you all talk about all this stuff all the time in your other world.
it
And
makes sense. I mean, you need us to
yeah,
be here being nerds
mm,
behind the system, you know,
100%.
and whatever. But I mean, heads up to artists as well, because your artwork from 100 years ago, 200 years ago, also gives us biological data. So
Right.
we're
Okay.
looking at habitats and we're going, hold on, that's not what it looks like now, but we can link that up to
Yes.
those specimens and we can go, oh well, 100 years ago, ancestor of Gail painted this wonderful tree here, and that will explain why
Yeah.
that species was caught here. So we
Amazing.
need, yeah,
Yeah.
it's great, it's
Well,
great.
hopefully in a couple of hundred years
Yes,
there'll be Erica's trays of net insects
yes,
and Gail's paintings. Who knows?
exactly, exactly.
Amazing. So yeah, the what there was something else I was going to say about museum collection. Oh yes, about sharing, because when you were showing me that Fania canicularis larva that was 100 years old, which I found
Yeah.
incredible, you then demonstrated an incredible camera setup and just casually mentioned that you could then send it all over the world. So you're digitizing your
Yeah.
collections, is that
So
right?
today is the last day of the audit. So you've done a whole year. So I went through and I've now collected how many times I've done this year. So last year I did about 50 loans between one species and 50 species, and we imaged those. And those images went to Brazil, they went to Australia, they went to the States, they went all over the world with people going, Erica, you have this insect in your collection. And because we have a lot of the type material, so anytime a new species is described, there is a name bearing specimen generally associated with that. So they're like, we've got some new species, we think, but we need to compare. Can you take these images? And so, and you've seen them, the images, the quality of them is
Incredible. Yeah.
extraordinary. And this is great because it means we don't have to damage the specimens. It means that people don't have to pay to come to one of the most expensive places in the world, you know, and we can just share such an
Yeah.
extraordinary amount of data.
Mm, mm.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Well, you've got like the ideal yellow dragonfly, have you?
Yeah. I mean, the yellow dung, I mean, I
You're
love
so
them.
lucky.
They're so cute because I mean then do you know? I mean, obviously it's named after the male, because the females are green. So you're
Yeah,
like, oh, plus it, and the males are so hirsute. It's like they've
but
got a
they
board.
can select the females can select their the sperm that goes in that they fertilise with. I don't know if that's the right word in
Yeah,
flying.
no. It's cryptic female selection. It's exactly that. So the
Incredible.
boys do all the showing off, and they're like, "Look at me," and they defend their territory, and they're
And
like, "Hi,
fighting.
I'm so lovely." And the females are like, "Oh God," and bless her, she's getting like hassled from all these males. But even if she decides to, well, it's up to her. She can copulate with as many or as few as she wants. It's her decision. And internally, she has a mechanism for picking and choosing
Mm.
different sperm depending on what she wants.
Mm.
Clever lady.
Well, I'm trying to show that on this painting. It's very small.
Yeah. I know. But you,
So yeah, so I've really just been hoping to pick up on your example and advocate for
but I
this
think you
pairing
are.
system.
Yeah, because your aim, I presume, is
Yeah,
that is to
yeah,
highlight all these different interactions.
yes. So normally I work with sort of portraits and landscapes and things like that, and I was so taken by it was coming at me from all different angles. So I love mollusks. In fact, that's how we met because
Yes.
you
Have
opened
you
the
explained this? So this is amazing. I was given the opportunity to introduce the. When was it? Can you remember how long ago?
20. It was, I think it was 3 years ago. 20,
Yes, the
yeah,
opening of the, yeah,
2023.
Wildlife Society, and it was wonderful. And I was walking around, and your pictures were just amazing. But also because they were slugs, and I was like, do you know what? Hats off! They were beautiful, and they were slugs, and
Thanks.
I just thought they were genius. That they were lovely, and it's so lovely to see different types of animals shown.
Yeah,
And these are equally valuable in the environment. You know, I can see behind you a swallow and
yeah, yeah.
little.
I've got the. I'll turn it around. I've got the. In fact, if you can see this, there's
Oh, look,
the.
there you go.
There they
There's your
are.
snails. See how cute they are.
Yeah, snails and slugs.
Ah,
Definitely, I'll share your thing. In fact, here's a. I've got a lino cut slug as well. Can't
I
get enough of
mean,
them.
no, I think they're amazing. And
Yeah.
I just quite like the fact that we've now changed our opinion on slugs and snails, and we've changed our definition of venom. So they come under venomous creatures. And I love the fact that slugs and snails have got a bit hardcore in our garden. Yeah. So, yeah, I
Oh,
think get
that's so
on.
cool. Yeah, that's so cool. So, as I don't have my camera set up as I'd wanted to, I'm just going to hold up a few things just to show
Please do.
what how I've been helped by different kind of institutions and how it's kind of come about, if that's all right. And you can. So, so I went to NEP and sketched the cows. So there's a
How's
cow
bum?
sketch. I've got loads of other cow sketches, and then I also spent a lot of time at Bristol Museum. So I started on kind of like tropical, I guess you would call them tropical beetles, or not native beetles. I was kind of dazzled by their spectacularness. And then when I started talking to Rianne and Ray at the museum, they kind of like educated me, and I started to be a bit more inquisitive about local beetles, local as in kind of UK. And then they basically just facilitated me doing lots and lots of sketching. And I was looking at, I don't know, you would know what that was. What that is.
Yeah, one of the little
Um,
dung beetles.
yeah. I was trying to, I think it's Onthophagus medius, according to my notes.
Vegas meat eating.
But I was so captivated by the iridescence that I went down a bit of a rabbit hole of iridescence. So I've actually got some really, can't wait to use them on Dungscape a bit more. I've got some lovely iridescent paint. So part of my objective was an excuse to use iridescent paint and stuff like that.
So this is one of the things I'm very obsessed by this because with a lot of that iridescence, it's structural color.
Yeah.
and they're developing paints
Yeah.
based on these, and it's
Yes.
this crossover. It's like
Yes.
this bio inspiration. Like, you're not alone in being, Nike developed a pair of trainers based on structural color out of everyone's price range. I think, unless you want to spend £80,000 on a pair of trainers. But I love the fact that we have so many everyday animals. So those beetles,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
flies, the blowflies, all of these that have this beautiful colour.
Yes. I was just trying to find. I had some sketches with some. There's some fantastic uh, acrylic paint as well. I can't find them, but I don't know if you probably remember them. I don't
Oh,
know if you can see on there that
yeah.
that's a sort of iridescent paint on a beetle. I don't know
Is
if
that
it
on
might be.
fabric?
It's a canvas. It's
Oh,
oil
I love
paint on
it.
canvas, but it's just not stretched. So that was the sort of experiment looking at it. But yeah, they're really great to play with. Um,
What are you going to
so,
do with all of these drawings?
pardon?
What do you do with all of these drawings?
I put them in a big pouch. I'm obsessed with pouches. So I have pouches for all the models that I draw. I have a pouch for each of them, and a pouch for my family members, and I put all their drawings in the pouches. But also, I don't know if that was a deliberate lead. If it was, thank you.
See,
We've
I
got
want this.
lucky
That's
one.
that is what I want. I want that. It's like, can I have
But
it as a present? Look at
these
it.
are my sketches from. There's your Fanny and
Yeah.
Chris lava. So some of them I've actually leaned into the sort of slightly mankiness of the old collections because that's what they are. What it's lovely, and the labels and stuff. So this digger wasp and fly were collected. That was collected in the 70s, and that was collected in the 40s. And
Mm.
I just love that you can put them together in a museum. So I love that side of it. And looking, I mean, you were right. They are cute. I get it now. I really do. Look at, I just love their eyelashes. So yeah, so it was a bit indulgent. So basically, I just indulged myself, and there's your Reid
Oh,
flowers.
look at them. Love them.
Um, so what I'm hoping is that when this is exhibited, we can also exhibit some of the specimens.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
that's one of yours, isn't
See,
it?
these are, yeah, the sepsids. I love the
Yes.
sepsids
So
because
there,
these are part of
and
the
that's
wing
where you
wavers.
told me you have to be
Yeah.
really super careful about the veins. All these details. Oh, there's the lino cut slug. Anyway, that's all. That's all. Hopefully, going to be available on. That will be on display, and there's lots more information on my website with all those pictures kind of in. So, but I'm hoping to join the dots between the world. I mean, you join the dots. You go out in the field and talk. You could say you're artists, you're talking, but joining the dots between the collections, the history that they hold, and the data that they hold, and then out in the field, and then, as you say, recording it
Yeah.
in all sorts of ways. So I'm just really so happy to have you as my sponsor.
Well, it's just,
Up to
it's
that.
also your image. So the animals will, if it was a picture, if it was like a camera, you may lose the insects within the dung, if you see what I mean.
Mm.
But having an artist draw it out, you can make these species pop out. So it,
Yes.
it enables us, it's a much more vibrant thing, and then we can see it much more of a community. So I know what I'd be looking at if I was looking at a dung pat, but I'm pretty much guaranteeing that the average person does not spend
No.
as much time
Yeah.
as you or I. And I think
Strange,
this
but true.
weird
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah,
Um,
having it drawn, having you pop out the specimens and the
these pictures. I don't
interactions
know if
is
you can
really
see
important.
it.
Look, there's the very famous purple emperor.
Yep.
Oh, look, there's my little flies. Oh, look at them.
It's still in progress. There's your. I don't know if you can see that there.
Ascillus craboniformis. Hello. That's the hornet robberfly. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
beast and it's
And look at
beautiful.
this little cute little thing.
Oh,
That's
you've moved off it. You have to go.
okay.
There we go.
Can you see
Yeah.
there? Phoenocarpa
Oh.
picanervis having laid an egg.
How many specimens how many different species do you think you're going to have on it by the end?
Oh well, that's a great question. I'd have to check my spreadsheet.
Okay, maybe that's what we should
So
have a
I'm
little.
still deciding because I'd love to put some slugs in, but this is set in the middle of a field, and that survey that you sent me shows that slugs wouldn't really be in the middle of the field; they'd be by the water. So maybe I have to put some water in or so because I really want it to be credible, and that's where you've been so great at sense
And I
checking
think
everything.
actually everyone should hear it. These are little levels of interactions. Erica, I want to put a slug on it. Or not quite sure. We've got to figure out which slug belongs where. Okay. So I contact the ecologists at NEP going, have you had a slug survey? And they're like, oh, I think we had a slug survey a couple of years back. And so when we get the slug data, and then Gail has to look up all the different slugs to figure out which one's appropriate. It's not just painting as slugs.
No.
It's just like there is a huge amount of knowledge going into this and loads of different emails going back and forth about what slug is appropriate.
Well, luckily you spoon feed it to me because I know I'm just scratching the surface, but I'm really happy that you keep it real.
I just think it's great. It's
Oh,
like a little living entity that's growing. It's fantastic.
okay. Erica, I'm really conscious you are super busy and I don't want to overrun. So I'm going to finish by asking you what you've got coming up next because I know you've got some exciting things coming up and where can we find you?
Well, you can find me at NEP because I will be in the NEP Wildlife Garden the next couple of months, April, May, and June. I'll be doing a little safari in the garden, so that'd be great. Talking about all of these sorts of insects, proper invertebrates going around. We may find a slug or a snail. I might get quite excited. Genuinely more excited about seeing the earwigs and woodlice at the moment, to be fair. So yes, that would be great. And then hopefully I'll be pairing up with you in September.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, amazing.
Yes.
So we could. So it's on. Those events are on the NET website, aren't they? I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yes, and then I love your Instagram. It's always very entertaining. And so I will be. We will be kicking off an exhibition at NEP. So all my sketches, the paintings, hopefully some specimens as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, and so that will open on the 15th of August, which is really exciting. So nice late summer treat for us.
Yeah.
And then the Society of Wildlife Artists who sponsored this bursary are, and on whose account I'm now streaming, which is great.
Okay.
So they are showing it at the exhibition that you opened 3 years ago, their annual The Natural Eye exhibition, and that is at the beginning of October. So I'm really excited about that.
And it's lovely. It's a brilliant exhibition. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, right. Well, unless there's anyone, oh, I wonder if we've got any questions. I was going to see. Do you not get, oh, would you not get netted field slugs emerging at night? Says Max. What
Don't
do you
know,
think?
Max. We can look into it. I mean, this may be why they haven't been recorded. I don't know whether they just did a diurnal study, so they just went out during the day and did observations, or whether they did a recording. But it's definitely something worth looking into.
Yeah. Thank you. Fantastic. Well, feel free to message me directly, Max. I'd love a conversation about that. And one of these two canvases is nighttime. So you saw the day one, that's the night one. Well, it's evening, basically just to allow me to show
Yeah.
my cleavage. No, to allow me to show the day and the night. Thank you. Okay. Well, on that happy note, shall I let you go to your audit?
Yeah,
Excitement?
and carry on imaging flies.
Okay. Oh, well, thanks so much for joining. Thanks everyone who watched. It's great to have your attention on us and on the project and on that ecosystem, which is so easily
Yeah,
ignored and so vital.
exactly. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
Veronica. Thank you. Right. I'm just having a little bit of audio difficulty.
We're going to maybe hear some banging, and there may be people
Oh,
muttering because it is the collection, and there's going to be people walking through.
there's no polite way to riff on that opening line. So I'm just going to leave it. I'm just trying to join my other camera in so that I can show you the work at the same time. So please talk amongst yourselves for a moment. Let's try one
Hello,
more time.
everyone. This is the Natural History Museum's amazing collection. As you can see, how beautiful it is. How beautiful. Look at that. It's amazing. Obviously, there's a little bit more to it than that.
Right. How's that now? It's echoing, isn't it, still? This is your first Instagram Live, isn't it, Erica?
Yeah, I'm not really worried.
Welcome to the joys.
Fine. It's
Right.
fine. I can't hear you now. Are we going to do it by mime? I mean,
Right.
visual artist. Oh, I can hear you. I'll do a little walk around.
Oh, that would be
While
amazing.
you're amusing everyone. Here, everyone, this is what the collection looks like, really. So, just to kind of give you an idea of scale, whoosh, whoosh. And there's lots
Wow.
of whooshing. 5 floors and another building with another third of the collection is 36 million insects, give or take many millions.
Now, how are we?
Marvellous.
Okay, amazing. Right.